Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and today we're going to get real serious. I did some major research today. We've been getting back into our deep research bag as of recent. You're going to like this one. We're going to begin here. Now, you've heard about Ripple getting involved with the ISDA, the International Swaps and Derivatives Association, correct? But did you know they were planning for years to dominate by way of distributed ledger technologies? But wait, before we get into that, and by the way, we have some deep XLM news in chapters later. We'll get there. Let's go over some facts for a moment. So this information here is from the Bank for International Settlements. And it says this: keep these numbers in mind as we move into the future. It says the gross market value of outstanding derivatives, summing positive and negative market values, it increased by 13% in the second half of 2022. We'll just take these numbers and get an idea. We'll go to some other numbers in a moment. But it increased by 13% in the second half of 2022 to reach $20.7 trillion at year's end. I love hearing about those trillions. That sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Right? And one would think that with a huge number like that, an opportunity like this, don't worry, I'm going to give you proof that, but with a huge number like this, an opportunity like being a part of the ISDA, oh man, that's so impressive. Not as impressive as this. Now, get a whiff of this. This comes from the international. So that was from the Bank for International Settlements. Let's clarify. That's their numbers. That's gross market value. Wait a minute. But what are these numbers here from the International Swaps and Derivatives Association itself? These numbers say global OTC derivatives notional outstanding totaled $618 trillion. Now, wait, because I love the games that they play. I love it. I do. They try to pull the wool over our eyes, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes. They try to hide things, but I'm a professional at hide and seek. I'm going to find you. I'm going to find it. Now, in a lot of the initial articles about Ripple and ISDA, they associate Ripple being a part of the ISDA with rule making and, these superficial things. That's hilarious. Let's go here. Let's delve into the mind of the ISDA to find out what their intentions actually are with distributed ledger technologies and what they really feel, because now we're getting a clearer vision of exactly how we're going to get to the money. Not financial advice, by the way. None of this is. This is from ISDA.org. This article is titled The Future of Derivatives Markets, a Roadmap for Innovation. Let's read this little tidbit here. It says the ISDA Future Leaders in Derivatives, IFLD, are excited about the promise of innovative new technology. Why would they be excited about it if they weren't going to benefit heavily from it? Yes, they are going to benefit heavily from it, but we'll get there. It says, and its potential to transform financial markets. I have to say that to juxtapose what I'm about to unveil against all of the different articles that were written and made it seem like the partnership was very superficial. I've read some of them. That's how I know. No, it goes way deeper than that. Let's keep going. This paper encourages current leaders to embrace transformational change and supports them in adopting an ambitious strategy for defining a digital future for financial markets, fostering an environment for technological innovation, and building a safer, more robust global financial system, a new financial system. Let's keep going. The purpose of this paper is to provide a roadmap for participants in the derivatives industry who are working to implement new technology solutions and applications aimed at optimizing and digitizing financial markets over the next decade. So they have had this plan for quite some time, and they expect it to take some time to roll out. Isn't that hilarious? Because a lot of people think like, oh man, things are supposed to just happen so quickly. And even the ISDA is like, oh, we got a decades long plan. But, of course, some time has passed, but not very much. Let's keep going. The recommendations set out in this paper are intended to empower current and future leaders to take proactive steps in developing tangible use cases, resolving challenges associated with these use cases, and delivering on the promise of innovative and transformative technology. The paper considers the maturity of relevant technologies and proposes metrics for determining which solutions should be prioritized. Based on these metrics, it identifies 2 compelling use cases. You might say to yourself, wait a minute, Mick, they didn't even say blockchain yet. They didn't even say distributed ledger technologies. Oh, let me bust you upside the head with number 1. The use of DLT to what? To simplify, 1, standardize, and automate the regulatory reporting process. That's major activity. The flow is beyond belief. Let's keep going. Number 2. The implementation of digital assets. Boom, boom, boom. Wait, let me continue. The implementation of digital assets within collateral management systems to do what? To do what we do best. I'm going to let them tell you. Within collateral management systems to lower settlement times and reduce risk. This might be one of the most potent videos I've had in a long time. Let me. I'm gonna roll up my sleeves, but not really because I'm rolling them back down because I'm about to unleash. Let's keep going. I'm getting fired up just reading about it. This paper elaborates on the current state of trade reporting and collateral management and identifies relevant issues and pain points that could be resolved. They haven't done it yet. Hence, flip of the switch moment. They haven't resolved anything yet. They've tried. They've learned a little bit. But we have all the answers. And guess what else? Not only is Ripple involved with the ISDA, but Algorand is as well. We'll get to that later. Let's keep going. This is resolved using a particular technology solution. It then sets out a roadmap to explain how the benefits of technology can be achieved. Wait, let's move to another document. There's more. Yeah, there's more. Oh, yeah. If you like what you're hearing so far, I waited a little while into this video. If you like what you're hearing so far, please smash that like button. And if you haven't already, if you're a fan of XRP, if you're a fan of XLM or any of these bank coins or major cryptos, subscribe to the channel and show your support. And it's going to fire me up to keep doing research like this. It makes hard research like this worth it. It makes watching 40-minute videos worth it. It makes going through these documents worth it. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to show you the best of the best, baby. I'm telling you. Now let's go here. You see, I'm feeling good because I'm about to unveil something. This document here is a PDF. And oh man, do they drop some bombs here. This is a PDF from the ISDA.org. It's titled The Future of Derivatives Markets, a Roadmap to Innovation. You didn't think we were just going to read about the roadmap, but not actually do a little search and pull up the roadmap, did you? Oh no, we're much more thorough than that. Like I said, the best of the best, baby. Subscribe. Wait. This is page number 7. We're going to get specific. Let's just like I did in yesterday's video with timestamps. It says here, finally, a number of potential use cases are identified that involve the application of new technology solutions across the trade lifecycle. These use cases are assessed and above the mentioned weightings are applied to determine priority. They give so much information here. It's unbelievable. Do you believe that Ripple is not going to be a part of this? And when ISDA is drooling over distributed ledger technologies, or that Algorand is not going to be involved deeply in this, I refuse to believe it. I respectfully have to disagree. But let's read some of this. Use case number 1, documentation negotiation. Number 2, XVA computation. Number 3, now here's where it starts getting real heavy and deep. Trade processing objective. Eliminate data discrepancies between counterparties by creating a method to share data and processes more effectively. Potential solution. Establish authoritative data stores, ADS, that process data in a transparent, standard way using distributed ledger technologies. Are people hearing this? This is the ISDA talking. Wait a minute. They have an aggregate weighting here of how important this is. They put it on a 7.5. You might say, well, how is that relevant, Mick? Because the highest that they have here on the list is a 9. 7.5. The highest that they have here is this next one, which is collateral exchange and settlement. Who's better than us? You tell me, who's better than XRP, Algorand? I can't say XLM. They're not involved in this. But there's no one better than us at settlement, collateral exchange. Let's read it. Objective, create ability to move assets instantly. Has Ripple not been talking about instant settlement? Have they not been walking around, swaggering all around, talking about instant settlement? Yes, they have. Create ability to move assets instantly and enhance transparency into collateral lineage. Potential solution. Tokenization of assets. Has Ripple not been talking about the domination of tokenization of everything? Has Algorand not been talking about tokenization of everything? They have. They're at the forefront of it all. Boom, boom, baby. Boom, boom. Anyway, tokenization of assets and cash using digital assets and associated technology. They can't tell you any more clear than this. They can't. The future is insane. Insanely bright. And here it is. Aggregate weight of importance here is a 9. It's a 9. This is the highest they have here. So it's extremely important to them. Oh, man. Listen, once again, not financial advice, just my humble opinion. We're going to dominate in the future. I mean, whoever's left, whoever's left when this all pops off, that is, Next one, trade reporting. It says provide regulators with high quality data in an efficient, accurate, and transparent manner and enable the industry to be more flexible, which means that they're not right now. More flexible to adapt to regulatory change. Why? Because they've always known that a regulatory wave of sort was coming. Things were going to change. I don't know when it's going to happen. Maybe this year. I'm hoping 2020, not this year. I'm hoping 2024, but who knows? 2024, 2025 doesn't matter when you have this massive amount of capital waiting to flood in. I don't really think a year or two really matters, but I hope it happens quickly, but who knows? But a year or two, no, it doesn't really matter. When you're talking about generational wealth, the biggest bull run of all time, but to each his own. Everybody has their own opinion. So potential solution, standardize economic terms, establish digital industry standard transparency rules. So now that's where that superficial aspect of Ripple and Algorand being involved in the coming up with rules and standards and such. Now that's where it becomes significant. All right, because they will have a big hand in this and it will lean it in our favor. Of course, it says here, and increase transparency by, how do they increase transparency? By adopting DLT-based reporting platforms and solutions. Aggregate weighting, 8.5. Listen, the lightest on this list here was documentation negotiation, which was the 5.5. Oh, man, I'm feeling really good today. I love it when I do some deep research and it actually pays off. A lot of times you can do deep research and it leads nowhere. That's when it gets frustrating, right? So now, just this little tidbit here to show you, Algorand is also involved. This is from International Swaps and Derivatives Association, membership.isda.org itself. It says Algorand. It says with an award-winning team, we enable traditional finance and decentralized financial businesses to embrace the world of frictionless finance. All right. So, and then also you have this document from Ledger Insights that also verifies Algorand is a part of them as well. It's titled Derivatives Industry Body ISDA releases a digital asset standards paper. And it says several of ISDA members are involved, and crypto members include Algorand is number one up there. Then you have Coinbase, Consensus. All right. So now let's move on here to another document. So now to show where the derivatives industry is heading and a little bit more of their thinking and sentiment towards distributed ledger technologies, we go here to an article from marketsmedia.com. And it's titled, even the title is powerful. It's titled, DLT will bring significant efficiencies to derivatives markets. Let's begin here. It says distributed ledger technology will bring significant efficiencies to global derivatives markets, but it is not a panacea for all processes. A new report by Equity has found. So the paper is titled DLT in Derivatives, Crypto Innovation, Traditional Technology, and the Market of Tomorrow. It says, which was produced in partnership with ION, surveyed or interviewed senior executives at 87 firms, 87 firms from across the crypto native and traditional derivatives market. The report asks what the future holds for derivatives market structure as innovations and processes developed in native crypto derivatives markets merge with traditional workflows. Participants in the study predicted that that DLT will bring major efficiencies to trade settlement, trade reconciliation, and custody. Ripple, custody, Medico, lots of large crypto companies also absorbing or congealing with companies that specialize in custody. I wonder why. I wonder what they mean by that. Trade reconciliation and custody. You see? Yeah, I know you see it. In addition, respondents believe that the near real-time settlement and risk management that are features of native crypto derivatives market structure would be incorporated into traditional markets. The trillions seem to be coming, right? It's no guarantee, but I believe they're coming. They're right there. Everyone's getting on board. You make up your own mind about that. It says, however, while DLT or blockchain technology brings significant efficiencies in certain areas by providing a real-time single source of data for trade, it is not suitable for all processes. And this is where you get that back and forth, where there's going to be some DLTs involved. There's going to be some legacy system offerings involved as well. It will form a new financial system that is both sides congealed together. That capital will flow seamlessly from one to the other. That's why you have all these connectors that are popping off. Quant, Flare, Chainlink, all of these connectors, they will all win. They all have a heck of a lot of work ahead of them. They are all going to have their hands full. All right. Don't listen to these individuals. I'm going to say it like that. Don't listen to these individuals tell you one is going to win. That's silly. Where have you ever seen that in any industry where one thing wins? No, there's going to be a lot. They're going to differ in size. They're going to differ in degree of what they do. Of course, that's just life. But there's going to be many winners, many of them. All right. So now I want to get onto the Stellar news, okay? Because that one's even more mind-bending than this information here, right? So I'm trying to keep everything together. It's a lot to think about. So now let's move on here. So this post was made on stellar.org, I believe today. And we're going to begin here. It says this guide, right? This is about Protocol 20 upgrade. This guide is designed to help developers and businesses build on Stellar, prepare for public network upgrade to Protocol 20, Soroban. They're getting ready to vote on the public implementation of Soroban smart contracts for Stellar. That's going to put Stellar on steroids. Do you understand what's coming? Let's keep going. Prepare for public network upgrade to Protocol 20, which introduces support for Soroban smart contracts. Let's keep going, right? So let's move from that to here. All right. Because this is going to have a major, major effect on many, many different things. So let's read this little tidbit here. It says, it's that time, folks. This is another post that they had, but this is a little like maybe a month before. Also very significant, and I'll show you why. Let's read this bit. It says, it's that time, folks. Time to talk about Protocol 20. We are nearing the moment when Stellar Public Network validators will vote on whether to upgrade the network to Protocol 20. They better. It's time. It's no more time to wait. We're tired of waiting. Vote for Protocol 20. Let's get those smart contracts going. Smart contract platforms are all the rage. You see Ethereum doing what they do. You see Algorand doing what they do. Hedera popping off. You see Solana, right? Popping off the most. So let's get this going. We need Stellar to get in that game, and we have some of the cheapest fees around. We definitely can fight in that sphere. It says, if accepted, we'll activate Soroband's support on Stellar's mainnet. The goal to add smart contract capabilities to Stellar Network was announced back in January 2022. Since then, the Stellar Development Foundation, in collaboration with the ecosystem, has been hard at work designing and building the Soroband smart contract platform. After 2 years of development and 11 preview releases, the vote to launch Soroband on mainnet is on our doorstep. Let's talk a bit more about what Protocol 20 is. Wait, I know what you're thinking. Wait, Mick, I thought you had something deeper. I do. This is leading somewhere. This is why, hey, sometimes it pays to follow the storyline. This all makes sense. You got to link it all together. Scroll down that page, folks, right? Well, the page is titled Protocol 20, Preparing Smart Contracts to Stellar. Scroll down, and then you click on the one that's titled Cap 46-06, and it says this: smart contract standardized asset covers the built-in token contract that can also wrap existing Stellar assets. Oh, you don't say. That is quite interesting. And let me tell you something. What we're about to read next makes it that much more interesting. Let's get here. Oh, yeah, we're cooking today. If you haven't clicked that like button already, smash it once, twice, 3 times. I don't know. Tell your parents to smash the like button. Tell them to come subscribe. Tell your family members to come subscribe. To all your people that know about XLM and Stellar, tell them to come subscribe to the best of the best of the best. All right? At least as far as working hard, because I'm working my tail off. All right, so now let's scroll down here. Oh, let's read this little piece here. It takes us to a github.com link, right? And it begins here. It says, rather than rely on an open source implementation, developers should have access to a native contract which fulfills typical needs. This does not prevent developers from implementing their own fungible asset if the contract does not meet their needs. But the efficiency gained from a native, what's their native implementation? Could you tell me? From a native implementation should reduce fees sufficiently. I told you. The low fees, the speed, they can't get around it. We're the best. XLM is the best. Wrap it, use it, whatever you got to do, however you do it. But what did they say? Native implementation is the best. Native implementation should reduce fees sufficiently. Get this next part. Look what they tell them. To encourage most developers to choose the native implementation when it's suitable. Oh, I like how you talk, Stellar. Yeah, motivate them. Bring them right over to the native implementation. The native implementation should serve as a compatibility layer for classic assets. Now, just imagine who's going to be using this. Franklin Templeton, Wisdom Tree, United Nations. I could go on and on and on. It's CC Bank, various other banks, MoneyGram. What happens when they're all using the native implementation? Yeah, I like how they talk here. They try to keep it real veiled, real obscured language, right? It says this ensures that any contract which can interoperate with new smart assets can also interoperate with classic assets. What's that? What's a classic asset on Stellar? I don't know. And vice versa. The advantage of a native implementation, they make sure they ram that home. How many people actually clicked on that link and read this? The advantage of a native implementation is that the semantics are known to the protocol. All the information, this allows additional enhancements like a dedicated fee lane. We're going to get into that too, because this is going to affect and could massively affect surge pricing. It says a dedicated fee lane for simple asset transfers, or the potential to use the asset in a high throughput parallel exchange like SpeedX. Now, listen, if you have a different interpretation of this material, so be it. I'm just giving you my interpretation. OK, so now let's move over here. So then there's another section here on this GitHub document, and you scroll down and there's a little section titled admin interface. Now, listen to this. It says the admin is initially set to the issuer, except for the XLM contract. Where no admin is set and can be updated to a contract or a different Stellar account. The admin has controls similar to the issuer on Classic, as you can see in the admin interface. All right, so they're doing it similar to like how Ethereum runs things. There's no total supply on, it says no total supply. Total supply is not available because it isn't supported in Stellar Classic. So there's no way to reasonably track the supply between trust lines and contract balances. You could do a little bit more research into that. OK, then there's another part here about fees. Right. And they go into fees and stroops and stroops. Them talking about stroops when it comes to fees, it clearly indicates that XLM will be used for fees. XLM is used for fees for everything on Stellar blockchain. Also, for every wallet that's on Stellar, they must have a modicum of lumens. But stroops, just to prove to you, right? Because some of you may not have heard that verbiage before. You just know XLM. Stroops is the smallest increment that you can utilize of a lumen of XLM. So it says here, this is from Stellar documentation, fees, surge pricing, and fee strategies. Stroop, the smallest unit of a lumen, 1/10 millionth of a lumen. It says when you decide to on a base fee for a transaction, you specify how many stroops, of course, that you're going to be utilizing. So to give you that line where it talks about stroops to prove XLM will be involved, it has to be involved in almost everything that goes on Stellar. It says here about fees. Minimum valid inclusion fee bid value is 100 stroops. Thus, the following condition has to be true. TX.fee. Well, we don't have to go on all that, but I just wanted to prove to you XLM is involved. You decide for yourself how much involvement there's going to be or how much you believe is going to be. You can go read these documents yourself. Like I said, it's right on stellar.org. Okay. And I'm sure if it's on stellar.org, they probably made tweets about it or something like that as well. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? Things are about to get major very fast, folks. So until next time, let's get to the money.